Welcome to the WG podcast live in our North Atlanta studios. I'm real estate expert Jason Wieloch, and I'm sitting here with my awkwardly staring into the camera colleague, for those of you watching,
Hi.
real estate expert Lee Taylor.
What's up, JW?
What's up, man? And we're both of the Wieloch Group at Compass, real estate experts and truly Atlanta experts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen in every week, you'll probably learn something. Well, hopefully that you'll learn nowhere else. That's
Indeed.
the goal.
What's the WG, man?
What the WG is.
What's the WG?
Up. Well, let me tell you what's up, my friend. We've got a really fun show today because we're going to later in the broadcast talk about what we're coining as a modern real estate experience that we have truly tied together, and we want to explain it to everybody and why we are changing the game as to how people go about buying and selling, what to expect from real estate agents. And we're going to blow you away with how all of these things that within partnership with Compass, we're doing just that. So that's what's up in the show. And personally, LT, I'm really enjoying this extra chilly weather.
Isn't it
came
delightful?
Right upon us. It is delightful. It was 55, 56 degrees the first couple mornings of this lovely week of September 22nd, 2020.
I got a birthday coming up.
You do, sir. And I wasn't going to mention it until next week, but Monday you turn.
Is it Monday? It is Monday.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah. 55.
55. 50.
Going strong. You're looking younger and better than ever, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Like a fine wine.
Lots of healthy changes. You know, you just got to kind of move through things instead of being dependent on like drugs and alcohol.
I don't know if you were ever dependent on those things, but I will say you look great, and taking care of yourself is probably a reason.
Yeah,
do you
you're
feel
right.
different at 55 versus 45 physically?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. A lot of his mental clarity too, Jason. So
better.
Yeah, of course. I really do. I think life is, you better get better. You got to learn and educate and stay ahead. So I always feel like I get better. No
That's
regrets.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I hope to feel the same in 20 years.
Well, I hope you do too.
But I'm hoping to take it real slow.
But no, I mean, I really feel like, a lot of it is healthy lifestyle stuff. Is I don't take meds right now. I don't have any kind of pharmaceuticals that I have to take to keep my body healthy. So the fact that I eat right.
That's awesome at your age, man. I'd say very few people at 55 are not taking anything.
I know. And I eat right. I do yoga. I don't beat my body up like I used to. But when I was 45, I still did a little beating my body up. I'm about the time you and I went to CrossFit together.
Beat it.
Man, CrossFit tore me up flipping those truck tires. And just, I'm a pretty strong guy, but I don't have the musculoskeletal durability at age 55 that I once did.
Muscular skeletal durability.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is, as you age, you certainly have things that go wrong over your period of years. So I've got weaknesses that go back to when I was a kid and how I kicked a soccer ball. I'm convinced that my body's messed up just based on the way I used to kick.
Well,
and I've kicked a soccer ball 20,000 times.
Repetitive is probably going to take some tread off the tires in that specific area, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and that's just the results show up 40 years later with worn out stuff. So you have to kind of stay aligned and supple. Jason.
A supple leopard.
The supple leopard.
Well, I'm not going to go into exactly what's wearing you down, but I'm glad that you're with us and on the team. And I've known you for nearly 10 years, and you look basically the same. So that's a good sign for anybody.
I look better.
Yeah. Let's calm down. So that being said, let's bounce off a little Atlanta news here. What do you say?
Yeah.
And of course, you see my
big.
Signature hat every week.
This is big. This is a huge statistic you gave me today.
Yeah, and if you're a sports fan, you'll love this, especially if you're from Atlanta. I know many of you are not, but the Atlanta Braves this week clinched their third straight National League East Division title, which is great for the city. Anything that we can celebrate right now amidst COVID-19 and the unrest socially in our country is phenomenal. But, it kind of reminds me of the glory days of the 90s growing up here, where we won 14 straight division titles, went to 5 World Series, only won one of those. But I'll always remember those days growing up. And it's starting to feel like Corona. They always say 3 is a streak in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Once you hit 3. So we're on a little bit of a division title streak again. And I also realized that we won our 20th overall as a team, which is a Major League Baseball record for division titles. And
That's amazing.
they started separating teams into divisions in 1969. Before that, it was just National League, American League. So in that time, not even the mighty Yankees have won more division titles. They've just done better than us when they have won their division.
Yeah,
They've won a number of World Series. We have not really been able to cross that threshold as often as we would like.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'd say more so than the Falcons.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, God, that's a it's like I was saying the other day to my friend as we were watching the end of that game. The Falcons always find a new way to lose.
A total choke.
They always find a new way. It's crazy. So that's pretty impressive for our city, in a city that hasn't had a lot of records.
Does the team have big bats, Jason?
We may have the best offense in the National League and maybe the best offense of all time for the Braves.
Wow.
The Braves' best offense ever. So it's an exciting time to be a baseball fan. And Major League Baseball is going to do their playoffs at a neutral site. They're going to have a bubble like the NBA. So if the Braves make the World Series, they're going to play it in Dallas, specifically Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to allow fans, it sounds like, when it gets to that point. So if you're an Atlanta fan out there and the team makes the World Series, you're going to have to hop on Delta and go to Dallas. And right now, the weekend of the World Series starting, I already looked, it's $136 round trip on Delta to Dallas and back. So if you look, you can cancel tickets at any time right now on airlines. You might as well book it if you're thinking about going and catching a game.
Yeah, and Dallas is a fun city, even if you're not catching a game and you don't get a ticket. But I would call some Cowboys fans, and people who got season seats or whatever they call those things.
Rangers.
At that beautiful, beautiful prototype stadium in Arlington,
It's not playing
Texas.
there. They're not playing it there. They're playing it at the baseball stadium.
Oh, where what do they call that team? The Rangers.
Yeah, and they just opened a brand new baseball stadium this year.
It is across the street. Yeah. That's got to be cool.
Yeah, pretty neat.
That's got to be a neat stadium.
And Texas allows 50% capacity based on their opening rules right now. So they could actually fill half the stadium, whereas in Georgia, it's still 25%.
Well, everything's bigger in Texas, Jason.
That's true. Even occupancy rates.
No, I wasn't born in Texas, but I got there as fast as I could.
And on another Atlanta note, this is Georgia wide. I looked at our morning numbers this morning, and it's our lowest hospital count since COVID-19 spiked here. Just about 1,400 people in the hospital for COVID out of over 10 million people.
That's it.
And that's not even dividing out the people that are in there, like intensive care or on vents. That's a way smaller number. It's about 25% of that number for 1,400, because a lot of people just go to the hospital when they're sick. You know what I mean? So really, there's only a few hundred people that are in intensive care in the state for COVID-19, and that's great news.
It is great news. That's certainly great news. And are people? I mean, I talked to a guy today who's a client, and he said that his family is in a school pod, and I know that his wife is a former teacher in DeKalb, but they're in a school pod, and the whole school pod is on lockdown for a COVID case that occurred within the pod. So things are still happening out there, but I don't believe anybody's in the hospital because of that. That's your point. Hospitalizations are way down.
1,400 people in the hospital for COVID-19 as of today, and that's not necessarily someone has a threatening version of it.
Right.
There's probably around 300 to 400 people in ICU or vents.
That's really, really low.
It's really low. And so let's hope that continues. Let's hope the virus is losing its potency naturally, not just mitigation. I think that's probably what's happening. You're seeing the trend show definitely that it's not taking as many people to a ventilator
Mm-hmm.
or an ICU uh, as time goes on. And that's great.
Yeah,
So it's a question of when, folks, when we can go back and do all the things we normally did before.
that's right.
So you ready to talk about real estate?
Yeah, let's talk about real estate, man.
I love real estate.
I do too. I love the new way of doing business in real estate where we have so many more options than we used to have.
Folks, real estate, as you already know, has been a very stagnant industry over the last, let's call it 30 years. Really, there wasn't much change between 1980 and 2018 in terms of what you would get. You'd get photos, a sign in the yard, an agent who's going to put it in MLS for you, which is in many ways annoying to a consumer when there's a Zillow and a Redfin out there, places where these end up on a public site and folks start to question the value, and rightfully so. If you don't change and adapt and grow, value is questioned in any business,
Well, Jason,
right?
wouldn't you say that video, drones, technology, social media, and all that has changed really from 80 to 2018 are the numbers you use. So I would say that some innovation has occurred during Web 2.0, but we're past Web 2.0 now.
Agreed. And marketing has evolved in terms of, yes, you can do video instead of just photos, but the services, the actual services that
Of
a
a brokerage
brokerage
team, yeah.
can provide
Mm-hmm.
has remained very stagnant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we want to introduce to you today and really tie in why the Wieloch Group in partnership with Compass has been able to formulate a modern real estate experience. And it's truly reinventing real estate, the way it's done, the expectations that buyers and sellers have when they work with a real estate agent, and rightfully so. And our goal is to make you, a potential home buyer and seller or a past client, feel that that value is being delivered more than ever.
Right.
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 So with that being said, let's summarize that, Lee, and we'll start with Compass Concierge, which has been the one we've really touched on this show
Mm-hmm.
prior.
Mm-hmm.
And as of this morning, it's got some adjustments to it. And it's a really fruitful program, because when you're going to sell your home, you want to keep your cash close.
Mm-hmm.
You also want to maximize the return on investment. Would you agree in the past, most agents would come in and maybe just make some suggestions or whatever, or not do really anything, and it was kind of on the homeowner to get the home prepared and decide what they were going to do? There wasn't a lot of consultation and implementation on the agent side. Would you agree?
I would agree that it's the 80-20 rule at work. 80% of the agents never did enough for their clients back in the day.
Agreed.
And we're forcing the 80% of all agents right now to serve at such a high level that we're washing out agents that aren't going to be able to survive with services like concierge out there. It just takes what we can do to a whole other level that other agents can't do.
So what are we doing different? Folks, we are coming into your home and we have an expert knowledge of the things you can do to that home that will maximize the sale. We'll tell you what to spend, what to not spend, and that is not the same formula for every house, because different price points, different locations take different formulas. So not only do we come in and help project manage what needs to be done, we have amazing contractors that we're partnered with that are used to helping in listing prep. They have a very repeatable, efficient, cost-effective process. And more importantly, Compass Concierge provides up to $50,000 interest-free, as in there's no charge on the front end or during the duration of using those funds to do those renovations or preparations. And that's landscaping, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's staging.
Driveways,
driveways,
roofs, gutters, lighting, plumbing, fixtures, appliances, you name it.
kitchens, bathrooms.
I've had clients pay their mortgage with it, make monthly payments on a mortgage with it.
If we think it'll upgrade your home, we can spend money on it. And all you have to do is essentially reimburse the brokerage at closing.
0% fees, 0% interest, no payments until closing. Only catch is
Exactly.
got to close in 12 months. Do you think we can do that in this seller's market?
You can always close in 12 months. And people ask, what if? Well, homes that are prepared pristinely
Mm-hmm.
rarely sit anyway. They are the
Exactly.
homes that go fast. So naturally, you're going to accelerate your sale when you put a house out as show ready. And we know that for every dollar spent, there's a potential $4 return when it comes to a targeted preparation of the home. And I've seen listings raise their value as much as 10 to 20% from these kinds of investments. It is profound. It is the kind of thing that helps with wealth building, helps buy a better home, and it has never been done before by a brokerage. Would you agree?
Oh, and no one else has anything like this. I've heard from other brokers and agents in the field and other brokerages who talk about the options, and they are out there. You can Google it and find low interest rate, highly attractive loans, consumer loans that you can obtain for your house to spruce it up. And they'll even name the project, they've got a loan for it. So it's easy to find. However, nothing like zero fees and nothing like zero interest and nothing wait till closing to pay. It's money in your pocket. It's like having an accounts receivable apartment.
Exactly. So let's tie that in with the services that we've talked to you less about. And I feel like this was the first time we really explained concierge at a high level. So I'm glad to repeat it. Private exclusives. Compass private exclusives, folks. In the past, a private exclusive was viewed as something that, let's call it, a more affluent or known individual would pull off because it was for anonymity,
Right.
because of who they were. They didn't want people to know they were selling. Well, we're redefining what a private exclusive means, right? So
COVID did that.
COVID did that. And a highly, let's just say a highly fast moving seller's market also contributes to
Yeah.
the why behind this.
Yeah.
This program will probably remain effective for a long time beyond COVID-19. What it does, folks, is essentially many people don't want a bunch of folks walking through their home. They don't want 30 realtors coming through in a weekend, right?
Yeah. More COVID safety, more privacy, more exclusivity.
And sometimes during COVID, folks are, or just in general, in normal times, folks are sensitive to their nosy neighbors, seeing a sign in the yard, knowing their home's for sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want privacy even if they aren't, an A-list actor out of Hollywood,
Right.
right?
Right.
So long story short, private exclusives allows us to utilize a Compass network that has 20,000 plus agents and the cherry-picked best agents, mind you, across the US and Atlanta. And we're able to share that property effectively through our private channels. And if it's priced correctly and it's communicated to the right people, a high probability we could sell that house for market value internally without maybe more than a couple people ever walking through that home, and possibly without a lot of preparation in some cases.
Exactly. And right now there are people, if you just get the word out, they'll come see it.
It's a less invasive way of effectively selling your home.
Mm-hmm.
Or check this out, it also can test the market.
Right. It's a test.
Because if you don't get any action off a private exclusive in a seller's market, nobody responds to you.
Yeah.
It's probably not
price.
going to be well received in MLS either.
Right. Do
Would
we
you
take
agree?
photographs for some private exclusives and some private exclusives no photographs?
I think that's case by case. I think we can tailor this to the client.
Yep.
Wouldn't you agree, Lee Taylor?
I agree. Some people can know you drive up the street, see a house, you want to get in it, right?
Right.
Some houses just have that panache. You like that?
I love panache.
Yeah.
You always fill my life with just incredible vocabulary.
It just flows out of me, man.
If you're not learning, you're not growing.
That's right. That's so true.
Compass coming soon.
Yeah,
that's the next one.
I'm telling you, it works.
Tell us about it.
When it's deployed effectively, and that's really just 7 days before closing is all you really need. 10 days before closing, 14 days before closing, before going active. Okay.
Up to 21 days.
I'm telling you, the first 7, you just put it on for 7 days coming soon, action starts.
Tell people we need to tell them what coming soon is.
Well, coming soon is a program that's, an innovative way. It's not the old school approach where an agent just sticks a sign in the yard and says coming soon, and then days
Right.
and weeks go by. So it's one of the more provocative things that have happened in the multiple listing services is Compass came to this market in August of 2018, and they forced the MLS and the FMLS to change the way they went to market with property with the coming soon status. It was happening in other cities, and we as a brokerage changed that. I think we led that charge, and that change led us to a whole other category that we can, again, test the market before it goes active with a really strong marketing program to agents and their clients.
So, folks, to summarize that, a traditional coming soon in the past was just your agent sharing it with others or
Right.
a sign in the yard. Compass.com, because of the consumer traffic it gets, it is now one of the most searched websites for real estate in the United States, right? Zillow and Redfin a little bit more, but we get a lot of that consumer traffic. So we have this uncanny ability to put the property for up to 21 days before we can put it in MLS, or before we have to put it in MLS, out to the public. And here's why this is effective. We have seen that coming soons will sell on average 1% to 2% higher than homes that go straight to MLS.
Right.
Why do you think that is, LT?
Buzz, baby. It's about buzz.
It's about buzz. Here's the other one. It's also because you can test the market and adjust. Coming soon allows us as your realtors to really start gathering data on your property before you start burning through days on market. We might choose to reduce the price before it ever has a day on market because we didn't get any inquiries. We'll know in this market if we've got it where it should be, because even on coming soon, people will start contacting us. Their agents will start contacting us. It's an effective way to get the property sold at the highest dollar for more than the average. And it kind of plays along with private exclusives in that the less time it takes, the less people come through your home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the more buzz, the less people need to come through your home. The buzz people buy it. They come so fast and they take it off the market. It's happening right now. The listing I just put on the market near the Beltline in Ormwood Park at 695 Vernon. It's had 4 people out with the coming soon, and we go on the market tomorrow.
If we create the right amount of buzz and execute this correctly, we could possibly have the morning it goes in MLS, a whole day where people just come through and you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of the day at 5 o'clock, it's over.
It is.
And you go back to your life. That's the power of coming soon being used correctly. And no other brokerage has ever allowed someone or had a resource to provide that much upfront marketing.
Right. And that's not just a possibility. That's a probability. What you just said we could do
if executed correctly.
If executed correctly on a step-by-step basis, we could do that on many listings.
If executed correctly, it's no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about these, and it's gonna take us into what I consider our most underutilized program, yet possibly one of the most effective we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised. Bridge loans, Compass Bridge Loans, they are something most of my colleagues on other teams at Compass haven't used either. It just hasn't, and it's probably our newest program as well. But let's summarize. What are the reasons that people are staying put right now, Lee?
What are the reasons people are staying put? Maybe aerosols and COVID.
If you're deciding to stay put because of COVID, bridge loans won't help you.
They're staying put because they want to have confidence in their next move. They don't know where to go exactly next.
They're not. A lot of people who are wanting to sell are excited that their home will sell really fast, but it causes this problem of being displaced, and they're not excited by the inventory because there's not much of it. There's not many homes for sale, and they're fine to, in their mind, say, well, if I find a place I love, then I'll list my house. Well, here's the challenge with that. If you're trying to line those dominoes up right now, there's so many multiple offer situations on the best homes, and most of them are removing contingencies.
Yeah. And people with, I mean, if you don't have any contingencies other than maybe a simple due diligence period, maybe take away the appraisal contingency, the confidence of the financing.
Or the need in many cases to be contingent on a sale.
Exactly.
More
That's even
importantly,
worse. Yeah.
that is the kiss of death in real estate. So here's what bridge loans provides. It provides the ability for us to help you make the purchase
Mm-hmm.
of the next home if you lack the liquidity in because it's in your current home. We'll help you make that purchase, and Compass will sponsor the payments for up to 6 months on that bridge loan. So you're not carrying two payments, right? And you can just reimburse that at the closing of the new house or of the house you're wanting to sell, right? That's A. And then B, it also allows you to clear your home potentially
Mm-hmm.
in uncertain times, clear the home, and then list it when your family's already gone on to the next property.
Yeah, I think that gives you a lot of confidence. It's just that you got to have a plan. You really need to execute. You got 6 months to do it, and it's doable. You can really do that with the right help.
Yeah, talk about the stress reduction of not having to time a listing and a buy. You just sit and wait for the house you want to buy.
Exactly.
We help you buy it, and then we can turn on the MLS with your home the next day and sell it.
Yep. That's the cool part.
It's a win.
You can be that confident. That's why you should, if you need the liquidity, that's the word. That's why the bridge loan exists.
I maintain that there would be more homes on the market if people weren't deterred by an uncertain process.
Yeah. And there's a lot of uncertainty around income and
A lot
liquidity.
of people, yeah, a lot of people would love to move, but very few people want to live in temporary housing right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah. And very few people want to live under pressure. And that simultaneous issue of going from one to the other is pressure. So people don't want that.
So we can help you with all these other services to achieve just that. With coming soon, if we're helping you on the buy side, we may be able to find other listings coming to market via Compass, or even through private exclusive, find other listings
Mm-hmm.
that another brokerage would not have on such a centralized forum. We can help expedite that search as well. These things work on both sides. They work and help you as a seller. They help you as a buyer. These services are so intertwined, and they just provide so much alleviation for the common things that
Yeah,
make it a
right.
painful
Right.
process.
Well, it's all part of the Compass flywheel, Jason.
I love a good
I
flywheel.
love talking about the Compass flywheel, but it's about the buyer's experience and the seller's experience being so exemplary that online as well as in the field and with the agents they encounter, everything gets better and better and better, and the momentum keeps building. That's the flywheel. So great bridge loans lead to great Compass concierge experiences, great private exclusives are certainly a way to really get buzz. Coming soon, same thing.
Our goal has always been to make the real estate experience feel a lot easier than perceived. And I think people perceive real estate moves as strenuous, stressful,
Mm-hmm.
and can be complex. And that's really what we're here to do, folks, is add a whole new layer of services that reduce the complexity and stress. And I believe we can help you make real estate easy.
Right.
So we're reinventing the process, and we're excited because it's a modern experience. It's something that for the first time in my career, I would consider to be a refresh.
It's very, I would call it a refresh. It's a different way. No other brokerage has come forward with these kind of offerings. No one.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And combine that with the Wieloch Group and our 40, 50 plus years, somewhere between 40 and 50 plus years of expertise, and we'll execute it at the highest level. And if we don't, I'll be very disappointed.
Damn it. Can't let that happen. We can't let the Braves not win a World Series, Jason. This sounds like the year.
If we don't deliver, it would be like choking in the World Series if we're up 3 games.
It'd be like being the Falcons.
I hate using Atlanta sports analogies. They just make me feel depressed about my past.
Let's not talk about the Atlanta. What do they call that hockey team?
Oh, the Thrashers.
No, the one before that. They were the.
Yeah, we've lost 2 hockey teams. We've blown a Super Bowl. We've lost so many World Series. I can't even go on about it.
I know.
It's tough, but we still love this city, and that's why we're here to bring all of this to you, because we want to be a part of people's moves and helping them find their place across Atlanta as folks are more than ever rethinking their space and how they want to live.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, LT, that's our summary. And we'll remind you, as always, that not only can we help you here, but we can help place you with the very best people in all the major cities across the country. We have vetted and are friends with the very, very best real estate agents in the United States, and they have these services at their disposal as well. So whether it's you moving away from Atlanta, your friends moving between cities, we would love to be a value add and provide you that additional benefit.
That's what's called referral power, Jason.
That's the power of referrals, folks. And with that being said, we will see you next week on the WG.
It'll be October.
It'll be October, and we'll see you then, folks.